This is 8.5. So now what we're doing is we are going backwards from what we did the last couple of sections. We are now factoring. So where before we would have two binomials and we would multiply them together to get a trinomial. Now what we're going to do is we're going to factor a trinomial, which is in the form of x squared plus bx plus c. We'll explain that in a second. And we are going to find the two binomials that it factors out to. Okay? So one of the main things that we have to focus on is this, that it has to be in this form. X squared plus bx plus c. And a couple of the important things is that this first term is some variable squared. It doesn't have to be an x. It can be an a, it could be a z, it could be anything. But it's some variable squared, and you have to make sure that you pay attention that the coefficient is 1, right? There's no number there, which means it's 1. It has to have a coefficient of 1 for the process we're about to show you to work as is. Okay? The coefficient of the middle term is b, and then we have a constant at the end. Okay? All right. So here's what we do. The key is this number right here. What we're looking for is factors of 15. And so the factors of 15, in order to get 15, could be this. So we're going to list factors of 15. And then what we're going to worry about is what is the sum of those two numbers. So factors of 15. We have 1 and 15. We could also multiply 3 and 5. Now understand that because 15 is positive, we also have -1 and -15. And we also have -3 and -5. But you're going to realize quickly that we're not worried about the negatives, and I'll show you why here in a second. And then what's the sum? 1 and 15. 1 plus 15 is 16, and 3 plus 5 is 8. -1 and -15 is -16, and -3 and -5 is -8. What we are looking for is which one matches up with this coefficient, and so it's that. So these help us find our factors, the other part of the binomial that we're about to do. And so what we can do is rewrite that as x plus 3 and x plus 5. Okay? These are the numbers that go right there. Now, here's the reason why I told you that we really didn't need to do this part, is because we knew we were looking for a positive number right here. So the negatives really didn't concern us. Now, sometimes they will, and sometimes if one's positive and one's negative, and this is positive, they will concern us. But in this case, having two negatives, there's no way to get a positive when you add them. So they weren't necessary, but they're always it's not a bad idea to put them in. Okay. So let's try this one again. So what we're looking for is factors of 24. Factors of 24. And then we're going to worry about the sum. So the factors of 24 are 1 and 24. We've got 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6, and that's all of them. So the sums are 25, 2 plus 12 is 14, 3 plus 8 is 11, 4 plus 6 is 10. Which one matches up with 11R? It's this one right here. So the 3 and the 8 are what we're using. They're both positive. So we have R. We're factoring out R plus 3 times R plus 8. If you're ever unsure, what you can do is FOIL them back, right? If you FOIL them back, you have R squared, 8R, 3R, and 24. The 8R and the 3R combine to make 11R. So there is your factored form. Okay. Now, again, same as last problem, except we're ending up with negative 11 here. So we have to look at some other things. Now, remember, too, in this last one, negative 1 and negative 24 were factors, but we knew because this was positive, we weren't too worried about that. So now, when 24, we're going to look at the factors again of 24. And we're going to get the sum, but this time we're looking at negative 1 and negative 24. Negative 1 times negative 24 is still positive 24, so we're still okay. Negative 2 and negative 12, negative 3 and negative 8, negative 4 and negative 6. Add them up, you get negative 25, negative 14, negative 11, negative 10. So it's very similar to the last problem, except in this case, it's negatives we're looking for, and so therefore our factors are x minus 3 and x minus 8. All right. The tricky part comes when this part is less than 0, when it's a negative. All right. We still start the same way we did before. Factors of, except we're paying attention that it's negative 15. So factors of negative 15, we have positive 1 and negative 15, or negative 1 and positive 15, negative 3 and positive 5, or positive 3 and negative 5. You can put these in any order you want. The sum, 1 minus 15 is negative 14. This is positive 14. This becomes positive 2, and this one's negative 2. And we are looking for a positive 2. So therefore, that's it. So therefore, our numbers that we're using are negative 3 and 5. We factor out x minus 3 times x plus 5. And go ahead. Well, we'll do one more together. I'll do this one together with you, and then I'll let you try that one on your own. So this, factors of negative 36. We have negative 1 and 36, positive 1 and negative 36. We got 2 and negative 18, negative 2, positive 18. And as you get better at this, you'll start to realize that, you know what, 1 and 36, there's no way that's going to be 9. 2 and 18, no way it's going to be 9. So you'll kind of narrow it down. We got negative 3 and 12. We got positive 3, negative 12. We got 4 and negative 9. And we got negative 4 and positive 9. So let's see what we got here. We got 35, negative 35, negative 16, positive 16, 9, negative 9, negative 5, positive 5. As you can see, we are looking for a positive 9, and therefore there it is. So our answer is n minus 3 times n plus 12. Okay, go ahead, pause the video, give this one a try. So here I have the factors of negative 21 and the sum of each one. Factors were negative 1 and 21, 1 and negative 21, 3 and negative 7, and negative 3 and 7. Add those up, I get positive 20, negative 4, and positive 4. I am looking for negative 4, which is right there, which means that I am going to use C plus 3 and C minus 7. All right. Last thing is, what if we have a trinomial with two variables? The good thing is that this doesn't change much. So you notice here we have an x squared and a y squared, and one of each in the middle. It only works if that's the case, and this coefficient is still 1. If that's the case, you still treat this number right here and factor it out. So we're looking still for factors of negative 55. So we've got 1 and negative 55, negative 1 and positive 55. We've got 5 and negative 11 and negative 5 and positive 11. Our sums are negative 54, positive 54, negative 6, and positive 6. We are looking for a positive 6 right there. Which goes with this. Now the difference is that when we factor these, we still have x as the first term in both. However, our numbers, negative 5 and positive 11, are going to have this y attached to it. Because that's the only way that at the end we can get a y squared and an xy in the middle. So that is what changes with these. It's a little bit of a twist, but nothing too major. That is the gist of this section. Make sure you write down any questions that you have.